Hi and welcome to video number 4 of how to use an interactive application called speed quizzing with your Zoom platform to create interactive, fun, competitive quizzes to either just create small icebreakers or check and test a bit of knowledge of your learners. Check out the other videos that we've done. We've gone through things like the tech you need, how to create your questions, how to export them. What this tutorial is going to focus on is how do we get those questions live and how do we get people in the room. What I'm going to do is share with you my speed quizzing account. In the previous video, we will have created the questions, we've exported them. They should be on your laptop or on your device. You don't need to drag and drop them anywhere. As long as you've got them, Speed Quizzing Live will pull them through. So we've done our questions. What we're going to use is the Play Speed Quizzing Live version 2, the beta version. When you've selected that, you can see the Start Quiz in the middle. So click on that and you will be given, if you haven't, everything is flexible, everything's movable, so just resize some of the windows. So we've got an entrance point here. This is where all your delegates are going to sign into. This is for the host. This is where your questions are going to be. And this wonderful feature is the live part. So this enables your learners to see the questions. You will need to do a screen share in Zoom and a portion screen share, which I'll show you how to do in another video. There is another tutorial that I've done that on as well. As I said, these boxes are movable. You can grab hold of them, resize them. So depending on how much desktop space you've got, you can make it fit. So it's always good just to come in here, have a look at how it's working, get everything set before your learners come into this room. So now we've got the platform open, I want to bring my learners in. And that's why they need the second device. Check out the video on technology so you know what you need. They need to download an application called Speed Quizzing Live. It's a free download. Once they've accessed it, they get a screen that looks a little bit like this. It's not the best on the camera here. The key thing is they need to input their name and the unique 4-digit code for this quiz. And the code can be found in a couple of places. One is here in yellow and one is just under the I'm ready, and it's 3186. So you give this code to your learners. Once they've done that and they connect into the room, you can see I've popped up now and I'm ready to access speed quizzing. Now their devices will go blank because there's no question at the minute, and speed quizzing will download all the questions into their device ready for them to answer. We exported a quiz. We created 4 different types of questions. I now want to bring that quiz into Speed Quizzing Live. And you can see that I've got the keypad game selected, which is the only one we created in the previous video. And I've got a couple of quizzes in here. This is the last one that I did. So we did some general knowledge, capital cities, a friends round, which was great, and a music quiz. And there's also a demo in here as well. So if you do want to give your learners a bit of a practice on using this for the first time, Speed Quizzing Live comes with a demo with the 4 types of questions that you can give them a practice on. Okay, I'm not going to use the demo questions. I'm going to use the ones that we created so there's a bit of consistency for this video. We called it Quiz 1, 9th of July, the date, and you click I'm ready. When it's loaded in, the way speed quizzing works is it gives you 6 points for every correct answer, but there's a nice little competitive edge. If you are the fastest person to give the right answer, you get an extra 2 points. So if you've got teams that are really competitive, this is really going to give some excitement to your virtual space. So click the Start Round. The green bar shows that it's downloading into the handsets, and what the learners will receive is just a blank screen until you allocate the question to their devices. So as the host, you can tell your learners that this is now a sequence question. So this is a question where they will have to put a series of events in the correct order. The minute you click, you can then click the show list and it will download that into their handsets. Now here's the trick. As soon as they've got it on their device, I would be clicking the start timer. We want to add a bit of speed to this, so they're not thinking about it too much, they're not wasting time. This is what keeps the energy and the engagement. So when you click Show List, it downloads it into their device, and then you can click Start Timer. Now when you click Start Timer, it will fire these questions into the live screen, and this is the bit that we've shared with them. So at the moment, all they will see is this spinning live quiz. The minute you click Start Timer, they will see the questions and they've got 10 seconds to answer. So let's have a go at this. Click Start. So place these events in order from earliest to now. So I've selected 4. It's locked in my answer. And it's telling me on this one that there are no correct answers. So the right answer is, you would click Next. Creates a bit of a toilet flush sound because nobody got the right answer, and you can say here is the right answer, and you can see here it tells you the order that they've placed the answers in. So they thought it was 4, 2, 3 and 1, but the right answer is 4, 3, 1 and 2. That's the sequence question. So let's move on. What colour is the sky? Now, if you remember from the previous video, we selected this as blue as the right answer, and I've just spotted a minor spelling mistake. So I've got up to 6 options, but on my screen, I've got A, B, C or D. Now remember, the learners cannot see the questions yet. All they can see is A, B, C or D. When you click Start Timer, it will fire up into, the question will fire up into the live section, and that's when they'll be able to see what's going on. So I can click Start Timer. They'll see the questions. We'll select A for this one. It's logged in my answer. And for this one, there's 1 correct answer. The answer is blue. When you click Next, it does something a little bit funky. It will tell us who was the fastest answer. And there we go, they've got the right answer. Every team player that's in there gets a different theme tune as well. Now that can be quite loud sometimes. So in your host screen, there's a couple of options right at the top here that you can turn some of the volumes down. So have a play around with it, get something that works for you. And you can see my score's now gone up to 8. As the host, you can be a bit cheeky. You can change the scores if you need to. If you've made a mistake, you can up and down scores using the arrows here. So question number 3 is a numbers question. So what year was I born? Now what's happened on my keypad is I've got like a calculator function where I can type in the number, and your learners must press enter to lock that in. So I'm going to start my timer and say, what year was I born? I think I put 1900 for this as an example. Press enter. It locks in my answer. It tells me there's 1 correct answer. If there was more correct answers, it tells you how many were correct. And then you click Next. Gives you the right answer and who was fastest. What I can't show you with this tutorial is if you had a number of people signed into this room, it will also give you the time that it took them to answer those questions. So the fastest answer will always be highlighted in green here, and then it will tell you the difference in time. So you can always have a bit of fun with this, and what I like to do is if I've got 10 people signed in, I'll say, right, we've got the fastest answer. The contenders for the fastest answer are Ken, Jane and John. So those are the 3 people that are in the running for the fastest answer. So who got it? And you can see them on the video going, who's got it, who's got it? And then you can reveal, and there's usually a little dance as they go along. Once you've completed your round, I'm just going to quickly click through this. So that's loading to the handsets. Oh, this is the letters question. I do want to show you this one. So I have just logged myself out, I think. Yep, so what are we, 3186. Let's enter into the room. So I'm back in. This is how the keypad looks on the letters question for your learners. So you've got an A to Z keypad. They only need to place the first letter of the answer into their device. So once you start the timer, they see the question. I can select P. So P is locked in. One correct answer again. letter was P for Paris, and who was the fastest. And that's it. Once you end the round, you can go through all the scores. Now, one of the nifty little bits with this, if you want to create a bit of competition, if you're doing multiple rounds, there's an option to show scoreboard. And once you do that, in the live screen, it will show people where they're ranking in terms of their scores. So for the next round, it gives people a bit more of a competitive edge to try and be the fastest finger first. Once we've finished, I can click different quiz pack and I can go back into here and select my next round. So if you've got a couple of quizzes set up for the day, for your couple of hours worth of learning, you can bring them in and out, or if you're doing it as a bit of an icebreaker, start with it, finish with it. The applications and the uses for this are absolutely endless. What I am going to do is create one more video just to show you what the screen sharing, portion screen sharing looks like and what your learners will see when they sign into Zoom. So thank you for sticking with us. This one was a bit longer than the 5 minutes that I'd like to try and do these videos in. Go away, give it a go, give it a try. Leave me some comments on this video if you're finding it useful, or if you've got any challenges with it, pop your questions in and I'll try and get back to you on them. Enjoy speed quizzing, have some fun with it, and I'll see you on some other